He didn't do it. He didn't butcher his son and wife.
That's the defense attorney for Alex Murdaugh, and it's a declaration that's being challenged daily in court as prosecutors work to build their case, aiming to connect the dots between the disgraced South Carolina lawyer's financial crimes and the murder of his wife and youngest son.
Pow, pow. 2 shots, abdomen in the leg, and took her down.
Prosecutors have told jurors that 54-year-old Murdaugh brutally murdered his wife Maggie and son Paul on June 7, 2021, in order to divert scrutiny from his financial crimes, which were on the cusp of being discovered.
And he looked at you and he said,
This week, the third of witness testimony, Jeannie Seckinger, the chief financial officer of the Murdaugh family law firm, said she confronted Murdaugh over some $700,000 in legal fees that were missing in a case he handled.
So he gave me a very disgusted look and said, "What do you need now?"
She said she demanded he prove that he had not taken the money, but the conversation was cut short. A few hours later, his wife and son were killed.
Nothing this violent had ever happened.
Murdaugh, who hails from one of South Carolina's most prominent and powerful legal families, has said he was at his mother's home that night. He says he came home to discover his wife and son had been shot in the dog kennels of their country estate.
From that shot.
This is defense attorney Dick Harpootlian describing in graphic, horrible detail what happened to Murdaugh's son Paul.
All that was left was the front of his face. Everything else was gone. His brain exploded out of his head, hit the ceiling in the shed, and dropped to his feet. Horrendous.
In court last month, Murdaugh shook as he watched video of himself being interrogated by police after the murders.
And I could see his brain on...
The defense says there is no forensic evidence tying him to the murders. But on Wednesday, a forensic scientist testified she found gunshot primer residue on clothing Murdaugh was wearing on the night of the murders, and also a blue rain jacket found in his mother's house months later.
for sure gunshot primer residue will accumulate on the firearm that's being used, will it not?
Yes, sir, it will.
If convicted of murder, Murdaugh faces between 30 years in prison and a life sentence without possibility of parole. Murdaugh has been charged with about 100 counts of financial crimes in separate proceedings and has been disbarred as a lawyer.